Breaking news. A second case of Ebola in the United States. A second healthcare worker testing positive for the disease overnight.
And that woman confirmed to have flown on a Frontier flight just 2 days ago between Cleveland and Dallas. And tonight, a warning going out to all the people who were on that same plane to call the Centers for Disease Control.
And here in Colorado, new plans to prepare our state should we get an Ebola case here. But first tonight, the president assuring the public to have no fear about an Ebola outbreak. President Obama speaking about the virus just about an hour ago, saying the U.S. will aggressively monitor Ebola in the U.S. and ordering federal health teams to respond to possible Ebola cases within 24 hours.
We are monitoring, supervising, overseeing in a much more aggressive way exactly what's taking place in Dallas initially, and making sure that the lessons learned are then transmitted to hospitals and clinics all across the country.
President Obama also calling on other countries to help fight the Ebola epidemic in Africa.
And now to that warning going out to airline passengers tonight. The CDC confirming the second Ebola patient flew on this Frontier Airlines flight from Cleveland to Dallas. That was just 2 days ago. And tonight, that airline is asking anyone who is on the same flight to contact the CDC. 7 News reporter Russell Haythorne is live. And Russell, you're also finding out that flight attendants, too, are worried.
And they have many unanswered questions tonight, including how thorough the planes are being cleaned now that there's a clear and present danger. We've also uncovered late tonight the plane that the infected nurse flew on was actually scheduled to leave Cleveland tonight for Atlanta and then on to Denver, but those flights have since been canceled. What we know now is the second nurse with Ebola flew from Dallas to Cleveland on Frontier Flight 1142 last Friday, and then flew from Cleveland back to Dallas on Flight 1143 this past Monday. Frontier Airlines said in a statement after the Monday flight, the aircraft received a thorough cleaning per our normal procedures, which is consistent with CDC guidelines prior to returning to service the next day. It was also cleaned again in Cleveland last night. But two Frontier flight attendants who spoke to 7 News on the condition of anonymity said today the cleaning procedures, even in the past few days, have been lackluster and, quote, not particularly detailed. Flight attendants have also expressed concern about recent internal emails. This one sent last Friday, the same day the infected healthcare worker flew on a Frontier flight. It comes from Frontier management and says it is highly unlikely that any employee will come across someone infected with Ebola due to our primarily domestic network and lack of code share with carriers that serve Africa or Europe. Another internal email 7 News has obtained tonight from Frontier Airlines to its employees stated that if a person isn't exhibiting symptoms, there is, quote, zero risk of transmission on the flight. That statement has employees very concerned about a lackadaisical attitude toward an imminent threat. And we've learned tonight through the flight monitoring site FlightAware.com, the plane carrying the infected nurse actually made 5 additional flights after that flight that the infected nurse was on. It flew to Georgia, Texas, Florida, and Ohio before being grounded. Live at DIA, Russell Haythorne, 7 News.
All right, Russell, thank you. Now, we checked with the state's major school districts today to see if they're making any changes regarding our kids in Ebola. None taking any special precautions right now. We are learning that one area daycare is actually asking families who have recently traveled to Africa to keep their children home for 21 days.